Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. I've got Robbie and Turkish with me, still in the cold. Cold?
Oh my God, it's cold, man.
Freezing out here. All right, let's.
It's in Miami, I'll tell you that.
It ain't Miami. Right, let's get straight into this. I'll start with the goalkeeper. Aaron Ramsdale. Who wants to start?
I don't mind, man. That first half was mad. I thought the first moment was mad enough, and then he went and had the second one where I've never seen a keeper throw the ball out like that. I was just thinking, oh my God, maybe Arteta's going to sub him at half time, but obviously he didn't have Raya on the bench. But second half, you know what it is? Robbie said it to me actually. First half, he's the away fans, Arsenal fans are kind of behind him, making up half the crowd. And he makes a couple errors. Second half, when he's got the whole Brentford around him, saying you're just a shit David Raya and all of these things, flawless in the second half. Not that he had much to do, but he collected crosses. He was a calming presence. He done his thing. So overall, I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna say 4.
Fucking hell!
Because that first, listen,
You got a clean sheet at the end of the day.
if it wasn't for Declan Rice, we're 1-0 down, bro. We're 1-0. What he done in that first? Listen, what he done. Yeah, it's a 4.
You know what? I got to go a bit higher than that because of two halves. Yeah. Because, like you said, in the first half it was a madness. Honestly, I was starting to feel bad for him because I'm like you said, Declan Rice saved him with that clearance and the throw-in. When I saw that throw, I was like, my God! I go, he's a bag of nerves. I'm like, boy, you know what I mean? And then obviously they were pressing him and they knew, But second half he came back. He bounced back in the second half, so I'm going to give him a 5 because it's a game of two halves, and I like the way he showed a lot of strength to recover in the second half. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's almost like with the away fans behind him now giving him stick. He loves all that. So
maybe we should start giving him stick.
Sorry, not the away fans.
No, the home fans.
The home fans.
Maybe we should start giving him stick.
Maybe. But listen, problem is about it, right, is that maybe the guy shouldn't be in this position in the first place because, he's never ever done anything wrong and now he's coming in and maybe he's trying too hard. But it was a funny, shaky performance. You've got to say 5. But second half he recovered, man. I'll give him that.
I think 5's fair. Let's go to right back. I'll come back to you, Robbie. Tomiyasu today.
Yeah, Tomiyasu was good. A lot more in his defensive work. I thought he defended really, really well. He was solid. Not
many overlaps.
That's the thing. With Ben White, he's overlapped more and stuff like that. But but it's defensively he was solid, especially later on in the game. Now when they're trying to push, he just mopped up everything. He won every header. He was what Tomiyasu's been doing consistently all season. I give him a 7.
7. I'm going to come to you, Turkish, and get your thoughts on that, and then go straight to William Saliba.
Yeah, I think Tomiyasu was one of our best players out there. 7, 8 for me probably would have been the one. He was just solid. And the overlapping thing, we haven't even seen Ben White do that much this season. So I think it's more tactical. So I won't judge him on that. And with Zinchenko the other side, providing that inversion or whatever people like to call it, all he had to do was defend well, and defend well he did.
Yeah. Saliba?
Saliba's... Before he even walks out on that pitch, he's giving you a 7 out of 10. Before he even, touches the ball, he's going to be 7 out of 10. And again, he didn't have much to deal with, but anything he did have to deal with, he dealt with it aplomb. Like he just, calm, composed, leading presence from the back, a calming presence from the back. Midfielders know they've got a Saliba behind. And Tomiyasu, Gabriel as well, solid defenders, but Saliba's the one. Rating wise, I'm going to say 7.
I think that's fair. I think he was actually off it a tiny bit today, but still was still superb. But Gabriel, I think, takes it. But for you, Saliba,
great point Turkish makes. So at the moment, this guy, as soon as he walks out on the pitch, is a 7. He's so consistent, and And again today, and Buemo is a quick, strong guy. Didn't get any change out of him at all. 7. Yeah, 7? I agree with the 7. Yeah.
Straight back to you for Gabriel Magalhaes.
And I'd say 7 for him as well. Again, mopped everything up, won all the headers. Was very calm, collective. I thought he played well today, especially you consider he had that tough game against Argentina during the week. 7 for him as well.
Okay, agree with all that. Considering back line, we've got back pairing a clean sheet here at the GTEC Community Stadium. It's a good clean sheet to get. 7 for both centre backs. Go to Zinchenko afterwards, Turkish.
Yeah, I think 7 for both centre backs is fair. I think Gabriel was solid as well, and Gabriel. Playing at the back, he was in a lot of tight spaces, and he came through it so well. So I think 7 is very fair. Zinchenko, one of his best performances this season, in my opinion. He didn't do too much, but he didn't do anything wrong as well. At the same time, he added the overload, and he was breaking the lines with his passes. Some very cute passes there as well, into a Jesus, into a Saka Martinelli. So for me, Zinchenko, 7 as well.
Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, possibly could even have given him an 8. I thought he was excellent today. You know what I mean? Like, he's got so much quality on the ball. You know what I mean? He could play anywhere, that guy's. Like you said, some of the passes he put in, some of just the general, when he was being pressed, no problem. I thought he was superb today. I'm going to give him an 8 today because I think he was the best of the defenders. He played really well today.
Okay, so that's 3 7s and an 8 there for Zinchenko. Let's go into midfield. A man who, he said, listen, as soon as this player steps on the pitch, 7. Another man that everyone talks about, Declan Rice, Robbie.
Yeah, he's brilliant today. You know what I mean? He's a guy, won every tackle. I love the way he picked the ball up, drive forwards. You know what I mean? He was the driving force behind the team today. You know what I mean? You could see he really wanted it today. Can't be bullied. Top quality player, he really is. I have to give him a 9.
Wow.
I'm going to give him a 9. I thought
Okay.
he was superb today. He really was.
Okay, and 9's a high rating, Turkish. Where are you going with Declan Rice?
I was going to say 8, but 9 is fair as well for me. I think, listen, Kai Havertz wasn't the only match winner on that pitch. That Declan Rice goal line clearance, that's a match-winning clearance. And essentially, when you only win the game 1-0, I mean, you know, he's the reason why we didn't concede that goal. Saved Ramsdale's blushes as well. And similar to Saliba, like I said, when he steps on the pitch, you know he's giving you a 7 at the bare minimum. Yeah. So I think 9, I'll give it a 9 as well.
You have to agree on a man of the match, by the way. So I need to, we'll get to that anyway. But let's go into Martin Odegaard, who I thought wasn't going to be playing further in front, but he was alongside Declan Rice more so. And we had Trossard a bit further in front, but Martin Odegaard today, Turkish.
It wasn't his best game, but he's returning from injury. It's hard. You know what? All attackers, it's hard for me to really judge completely because it's the tactical tweaks that have led to their performances not living up to their performances last season. It's not only Odegaard. Every single player in attack hasn't lived up to what they've done last season.
Especially with a low block.
But yeah, he was. But I think he was. I think he was still good. So I'm gonna say for an Odegaard, we didn't create enough chances, and he is the one to really open things up. So I'm gonna say 6.
I'd give him a 7. I thought he was all right today, especially when he's just come back from injury. You know what I mean? I thought, again, showed a lot of quality on the ball, always trying to get on the ball. And because he's just come back, I think he did. I think he had a good game. I'll give him a 7.
I'm going to go with 7 as well, only because he was controlling. When we said it, he was one kind of dictating the pace, but there still needs to be more creativity, you're right, but he was controlling the pace of the game.
Very hard to create in this game because they had such a low block. They were so well organised. I mean, they'll be gutted that they lost the game today because they nearly held it for the whole 90. But that's the thing, you've got to hold out for the whole 90 when you deploy that tactic.
Exactly. Turkish, come to you for Trossard.
Listen, first and foremost, I like that Arteta played him in the position he played him in.
That was
recently, we've seen Havertz, Odegaard, we've seen Havertz, Vieira, Smith Rowe, Havertz. We've seen a few of them in that position. Trossard, for me, is the most technically gifted of the lot, and I think he had a good game. Okay. Unfortunate that goal was ruled out for offside. I've seen images since. I haven't looked at the video, people, but the images indicate that it was a very tight decision, to say the least. So it's unfortunate he didn't add to his tally already this season. But one thing about Trossard, whether he comes off the bench or he starts, he has an impact in some way, shape or form, more often than not. Today, quieter than usual, in my opinion. Didn't get on the ball as much as I would have liked him to get on the ball. And we didn't create enough chances where that doesn't just fall on Odegaard's door. I'd look at Trossard for that because he's so technically gifted. So I'm going to give him a 5, average.
I would have probably given him a 6. I like it, which would have went up to a 7 if we would have got that goal. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'll probably give him a 6. You know, we could have done with a bit more creativity from him, but it was very tough. And I thought he played better in the second half than he did in the first half. Even though he got that goal, but you know, it wasn't bad. It was just one of them games where it was really tough to create. You know, so. Okay,
so you've gone 6, you've gone 5. I think I'm gonna agree with Turkish. I think 5. I think. It's harsh though because it sounds like,
some people hear 5 and think, that's 5 is average. 5 is okay,
and
I think he was okay.
Yeah, I agree with
Rob. If he's got that goal, it would have pushed up a little bit, but I think he was okay.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Let's go to Bukayo Saka, Robbie.
I'll give him an 8 again. Like everything came through him. Every time the ball went over to that flank, he was a threat. You know what I mean? I understand he was an assist for the goal. You know what I mean? Again, you know what I mean? He's an amazing player. He really is. He's a vital player for us. And he's a player that can unlock things in these tight games. And he unlocked it today. So I'm going to give him an 8 today. I thought he was very, very good.
An 8. The assist, 8. Turkish, what are you saying?
Again, I'm going to lean on what Robbie said recently on a video. I can't remember what video it was, but people remember. The sign of a great player is when you're not playing well, you're still making a difference.
He does that.
And I think Saka hasn't played really well all season. We haven't seen the Saka of last season yet, which bodes well for us because I expect to see the Saka of last season eventually.
Yep.
But if you look at his numbers don't lie.
Crazy.
And it comes at a time where it looks like the game's petering out for a draw, an unfortunate, draw after Man City, Liverpool both, took a point from their game. But he comes up trumps. Yeah. There was a few balls he put in the box that no one.
Balls in before. Yeah, he put some of those balls in before. Nobody gambled. Yeah. You know what I mean? He did his thing.
He did.
Yeah, and in the end he got it. It's similar to the Chelsea Trossard goal, back post cross. Yeah. And it's become a part of our game now.
Definitely. Martinelli.
Quieter than usual. Would have liked to see more. But with him, similar to Saka, he had a lot of good balls into the box, but no one was there for it. Yeah. Which isn't against him, and something about Martinelli is that it's his end product. Yeah. And I think today his end product was there in getting it in the box.
I agree.
It's just that we didn't have anyone to finish it
at the back post. Yeah.
Overall, I do expect more from Martinelli, so I'm going to say 6. Yeah,
6. Yeah. Six.
Closer to 5 than 7.
Okay.
I'd agree with a 6. It was a bit of a quiet game for him. We know he's been away with Brazil last couple of games. Looked like he was feeling that a bit later on in the game. But he did, like Turkish said, put some great crosses in there. Again, no one was gambling on it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think 6 is a fair result. Let's go to our striker today. Returning as well, played full 90 for Brazil. Coming in today, Gabriel Jesus.
Jesus, yeah, he petered out a bit towards the end of the game. But I thought, I think he should have scored in the first half. The Trossard goal. I think that header, he should have buried that. I think it was a brilliant cross. And I think he should have,
he had time to really, to make some of the goal.
Just coming back from injury, put the work in. His pressing was brilliant.
Strong as well, holding up the ball.
Yeah, his hold-up play, because a lot of times he was having to get the hold, bring people in. Yep. I give him a 6 today.
Yeah. 5, innit?
Nah, do you want me to ride the 3-point wave, or do you want me to be honest?
Be honest.
I'm going to say 4. Because Pinnock had him. For the majority of the game, Pinnock had him, in my opinion. It's unfortunate Jesus just comes back, plays 90 minutes for Brazil against Argentina in a fiercely competitive game.
Below average.
Because listen, Rob, you know me. If Eddie misses a chance like Jesus, I'm not giving Eddie more than a 5. So I've got to keep it consistent. And as much as I like Jesus, he should have buried that. And
he should have buried that shot. But 4 below average, nah, man.
He didn't create anything. He didn't bag his chance. For me, that's a poor game from him.
I don't think he was poor. As I said, I'd go a 6. I don't even think he was average. I think he was slightly above average. I think he put a lot of work in. His hold-up play brought a lot of people in. You know what I mean? I thought he played well, yes. And in a game of few chances, I think he should have done better with that header. He'd probably be kicking himself that he didn't do better, but it wasn't that easy. I wouldn't say it's like an open goal, you know what I mean? So
I think 5's fair because you're basically saying Ramsdale and Jesus are the same. You said Ramsdale's 4 and Jesus is 4, and with that logic, Ramsdale.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that's by your. Do you know what I mean? And if Ramsdale,
Jesus' job is either scoring or creating goals, and Ramsdale's job is avoiding conceding goals.
Some big mistakes that Ramsdale could have caused us to lose.
And equally, the equivalent of the big mistakes Ramsdale made is a striker missing an opportunity that he should score, or a striker not creating enough chances, and that's something with Jesus. Listen, I don't look to Jesus to score. Scoring is not his strong point. Remember?
I remember.
I look at Jesus to create, add to our transition, drop in, and allow Saka and Martinelli in behind him.
Which you did.
But Pinnock had him.
That he did.
In my opinion, I think Jesus got bullied today.
Okay. Well, you said 6.
6.
You said 4. We'll settle at 5. Let's go to the subs. Let's go with Eddie Nketiah to start with. Let me come to Turkish because he's smiling.
You want to save Havertz for me now? Yeah, say no more. Are you going to bring Havertz to me as well?
No. But depends how it bounces, man. We'll see.
Eddie came on and he ran around a bit, pressed well. But, at the end of the day, a striker's judged by the chances he either takes or the chances he doesn't take. Similar to Jesus, what I mentioned before, he gets a 4 for not taking his only chance. I look at that chance that Eddie had in the 82nd minute where we nicked the ball. It's like a 3-on-1 and he chooses to shoot. Now, listen, A striker can choose to shoot.
Of course.
It was probably the wrong decision anyway to shoot, because there's a simple pass there, and it would have been a simple goal.
But you understand a striker.
He decides to shoot.
Cool.
But do better. Do better. I think Henry flashed in front of his eyes, and he thought, you know what, I'm burying this bottom corner.
The 14's on his back, bro.
Knee slide, 14. Hep the views will get the picture from behind, and he'll be remembered for the rest of our lives. But nah, it wasn't to be a timid shot. Overall,
4.
I'd probably say 3.
I thought you was going to revise that. I could. That's why.
I judge subs differently to the starters. People might say, "How's Eddie the worst player?" He wasn't the worst player. I'm just saying,
In that time.
he's just come off the bench, so I'm judging him as someone who's expected to make impact off the bench, and he didn't. So 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him a 3, but I give him a 4. I think his decision making on that could have in a game where you're playing, it boils down to very few chances. You got 3 men over or 2 men over, and you choose to shoot, you better score. And he didn't. You know what I mean? And also, I thought his touch was pretty poor today. You know what I mean? He didn't really he didn't really make much of an impact when he come on, if I'm being honest. So,
What rating would you give?
a 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think you did say that. Let's go to. He didn't get many minutes, but Ben White.
Yeah, just it's a standard 5, innit? You know what I mean? When no one's really had much time, you just sort of sent on to see it out. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not applicable to actually saying. Let's go to the other sub, who did get quite a few minutes. Kai Havertz.
Oh, surprise, Eddie and Havertz. This is why I'm here on Player Ratings tonight. Won us the game. Didn't do much else, but he won us the game, which, listen, you don't need to do much else. If you win us the game, that's what you're here for, to be in and around the box causing problems. And today, in my opinion, that was his first goal for Arsenal Football Club. Here we go. Don't get Cecil started.
60 million down the drain.
No, I'm waiting on what he gives him.
Oh, is it you?
Here we go.
It's an 8, for argument's sake, we'll say 10. Fuck it.
It's an 8, but for argument's sake,
you know what, right? It's a 10. It's a 10, right? For me, if you taking even your principle, what you said, if you say to a player, Kai, go on there and try and win me the game, man, and he goes on and wins the game, and he did something that other players weren't doing. We put a few of those crosses in.
Yep.
No one was gambling on the back post. Nobody was trying to attack those balls. He did it. He scored. That was a huge goal in a very, very tight game. A huge goal, huge moment. That goal not only won us the game, made us go top of the league. I think, if anything, deserves a 10. I know he went on for long, and I know he didn't have much, and actually he did have some little touches and that around it.
No, don't work till you get the ball as well.
You're not going to get a better impact than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's 10 out of 10.
Okay, so give me
Man of the match.
That's your man of the match.
Yeah,
Do you agree as a man of the match?
Winner.
Yeah. Man of the match as well, Turkish? Because you said 9
I'll
to.
still give it Declan Rice, because he was also a match winner. But I get it. Listen, Havertz come off the bench, he
Do
scored.
you know what? No,
It is what it
you
is.
are. No, do you know what? That you are being. That is a
And
fair
Declan Rice has
point.
got enough man of the matches this season for him to not feel away if he
have
doesn't get
something, man.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm getting saying it. LA is probably gonna wait.
No,
They might watch
listen,
this, man.
I plus as well, yeah. Declan Rice is.
Charity man of the match.
No, you know what? If you're right, that's a great clearance by Declan Rice. But we could have went on and still drew the game. We could have still come back. But that moment there, the game is starting to draw to a close now. Eddie has just messed up, not passing that ball in. It's starting to look a bit like this game's going to finish 0-0, and we're not going to take advantage of what happened earlier on in the day between Liverpool and Man City. And then the man just pops up with a huge goal, man. That is a 10 out of 10. Off the bench, go and win us the game. He did it.
Yeah, I don't.
done.
You're not talking rubbish here. I'll give you that. It was definitely.
And that goal, I mean, listen, like you said, the one at Bournemouth, that was like let's get him off the mark. But this one is not a goal like that. No. This is like he has taken what do we say? If you're costing £65 million, we want to see you take the game, go and win us games and that. Be the difference maker, and he was today. 10.
I think his celebration shows it. Look at his celebration after the penalty. He knew that was charity.
Yeah, he did.
Look at his celebration today. Hands behind his ears, passionate emotion. So big moment for us fans, big moment for the football club, big moment for him. Kick on.
Definitely.
I was here with Havertz.
For fuck's sake. Talk to your guy, bro. It's going to be a toxic.
here to-
I was
You know, we were
here.
in the studio, but he's here.
I'm here to provide
Right,
balance.
you were here. You were here for that. Man. That's what I was glad about. You were here for that.
At the end of the
I'll tell my
season,
son this story don't worry about it. I'll tell him in 10 years.
I was there. All right, let's go. I think there was, I don't know if there was another sub. I think there might be one more. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting.
Kivior come on or something.
I think it was either Kivior or, no, there was one. It might have been, yeah, anyway, I think it was one more. It might be Jorginho, but 5 anyway for them. Let's go to the manager, Turkish. Mikel Arteta, what rating do you give him today? Because he got it right in the changes in the end.
The changes, definitely. Listen, it's funny with Arteta. Sometimes he makes changes that people are completely bewildered by.
Yeah.
Sometimes he makes changes that decide the game. And today he made changes that decided the game. He went
More so that, by the way.
He went with a strong lineup as well.
True. Yeah,
Aside from Partey and Timber, I don't see any other player that I would have wanted to start today. And obviously they're not available. So all in all, I'm going to give Arteta a away win, clean sheet, tough stadium, 9 out of 10.
I agree with that. You know what I mean? And like you said, I see Turkish, you said in your interviews, changes. The changes, Lee Judge has said it, innit? The changes he made changed the game. He went with a strong lineup because, he knew what Brentford were going to do, low block. So he really went for it. It didn't really work out. Had options, and it's worked out for him. And you've got to give him a 9 for today.
I think 9.
Tough place to come. You know what? There's not a lot of big teams come here. Like the big team, remember City lost there last year. You know what I mean? Even this year, not a lot of big teams come here and get wins. You can see why. It's not easy.
100%. Let's go to quickly, just do the referee quickly for me, boys. What range would you give him? I don't know. He was trying to stay on top of time wasting, but in the end.
The referee today was all right because, you can have a fussy referee in a game like this and there's yellow cards all over the place. And I think he let the game flow. You know what I mean? I thought the referee today, 7. He was all right.
7's high, right? Okay. Yes. Yeah.
He didn't, you've got to give credit where it's due. He didn't. I don't think he was an over fussy referee. I don't think there was any issues around the game. The VAR thing's out of his hands. You know what I mean? It's
7. We'll just stick with 7. 7's cool. Yeah, it's just the refs. All right. And then lastly, the fans, people. Fans?
Yeah, listen, it's freezing cold. It's freezing, bro.
Winner's here now, blood.
It's here, man. It's here. First game back, the fans are in good voice, And the celebrations at the end were brilliant, man.
Yeah.
So, fans, 10.
60 million down the drain. Listen, if you want to give us your ratings, go on the AFTV Plus app and submit them there. And we'll see you again very soon. Take care, people. Peace.